welcome to Treasure Bandit's Metal Detecting UK. So today we're going to talk about how to become a metal detectorist, where to start, who to ask, what equipment do I need. We'll come to the equipment back in a bit, but firstly what you need to do is to see if you can find a club near you. If you can't find a club near you, you have got Facebook, YouTube or Instagram. And there is probably some more other sites out there that can help you. If you can join a group somewhere on the internet or in your local town, that'd be great. Anybody there to answer your questions. But also think about how expensive can it be. Metal detecting doesn't have to be expensive. It all depends what you can afford. My advice is to start with a low budget metal detector. Because if you work down the line and you decide you didn't like it, well then you haven't lost so much money. But if you go ahead and buy a metal detector that's quite expensive and then you decide you didn't like it, well then you have lost a lot of money and it wasn't for you. Moving on to the equipment, there's two types. We're going to be looking at beach equipment and we're also going to be looking at land equipment. We're also going to be looking at advanced equipment from basic to further on, right to the end. So they will be all in this footage, and in the next footage we'll then be talking about the metal detector itself and what it can do. Okay, before I get into the equipment side of things, after you've spoken to YouTube, Facebook or a local club near you about metal detecting, they'll probably mention it as well that you will need insurance. Very, very, very important. And it's also very, very cheap. You're looking at about between 12 to 20 odd pound for the whole year. You've got two types of insurance. You've got the Federation of Independence Insurance. You also got the MCMD insurance as well. They're both exactly the same and they're both very cheap as well, but you do need them. And you're wondering, why do I need insurance to go metal detecting? Well, if you go onto a farm and an animal got out, then it covers you. So any damages or anything that happens out in the field, you are covered by these insurance companies. So it is very important to go and get one. So we come to the equipment. So what do you need? Well, firstly, you need a metal detector, because without one of these you ain't going to find nothing. This is just a kiddies one you can start off with for kids. So if you're at that age and you haven't got much money, then you can start off with a kiddies one. Very, very cheap, under £100. You can then go on to a little bit more advanced, but still a very, very basic novel metal detector, and they can range about £100 as well. All these basic ones will do, they will do the job, they will go beep over a signal, great for beaches. Then you can go to a little bit more advanced with metal detectors. You can spend between £200 and upwards. It all depends what type of machine you want. Do your research, look for a machine you want, do your research to what you want, because some will do beach, some will do land, and some will do both. So depending what you want to do and what have you decided is how much you want to spend to what sort of metal detector you want. Now you come to some more advanced, is a handheld metal detector. And you're going, well, how am I supposed to metal detect with this? This is more for deep diving, or shallow diving I should say. This is more for snorkelers that will go in the water in the sea or rivers. They're quite basic. They'll only go beep to a metal object. It won't discriminate anything from like iron to metallic. So they're your basic ones. So now you've got your metal detector, you're thinking to yourself, okay, I can get out there and go. I don't need anything else. But you do. Because when you get out there, you find that there's a bit of noise pollution. You've got crowds, you've got cars, you've got even the wind can cause problems, and you can't hear your metal detector very clearly. So what you need next, and some metal detectors, if you buy them brand new, come in as like a package. So you'll get these in a package anyway. But if you're buying a second-hand one or you're buying a cheap one, then you're going to have to go get some headphones. like so. Now I can't hear you and I can't also hear myself. Now you can get different types of headphones. You can get ones that will be the basic ones, wired. It doesn't really make any difference. I'm an experienced metal detectorist and I use a wired one still. So to me, it doesn't really make any difference. But to yourself, you might want, well, okay, it's attached to the metal detector. I want something every time I lay the metal detector down, I want to stand up. So you can then get the wireless ones that will connect to your metal detector. Now, all metal detectors won't do this. The old metal detectors will not take wireless, they will only take wire. So it depends on the metal detector you've got, what headphones you need. Now, if you're buying headphones, you can get them for about 20 quid, or you can get some really Nancy ones, and they can cost over 100. But again, as I say, if you buy a brand new metal detector, you can have it in the package already. So, very important, headphones. Now you're out metal detecting on the beach or on the land, and you find a signal. Well, how are you going to get it out of the ground? Well, what you need, if you're on the beach, you're going to need a sand scoop. So there's different types of sand scoops. You can either have a nice light little one, but the only problem, they're small scoops, so you've got to do more digging. Or you can go for the mighty boy, the big scoop. So less digging. It is, must say, more heavier. So you need a sand scoop, and then if you're on land, you will need yourself a spade. So again, you can get cheap spades. Same with scoops. You can get a hand scoop just for shallow objects. But if you're going deeper, then you're going to need a proper scoop. But again, with spades, you can just use your garden spade. You can get them in B&Q, DIY places, and they're just your normal ones. The more expensive ones that you buy, they're going to last you longer. And most of the expensive ones either come with a footrest, so you don't damage your shoes, and they will also come with a cutting edge that you can cut through roots. And you think, oh brilliant, that's all I need. But there's more. Now you can, you dig your hole, you find your target in the hole, but then you know you've got to still get it out of the hole because it's a little bit deeper, but your hole could be quite big and you're not sure whereabouts it is. There's two ways you can do this. Some metal detectors, they just grab the soil and run it over the coil. But you find that most metal detectors will use one of these. These are classed as pinpointers. Now what these do is that you turn them on and you put it in the hole, and it gives you a more accurate whereabouts it is. So it saves time, and it also saves a lot of digging as well. You can get different types of pinpointers. You can get cheap ones that can be about £10, or you can get the more expensive ones that could be over 70 quid to a couple £100. It all depends what you want. Now if you're on the beach, you really want is a waterproof one, because you might want to put it in a rock pool or something like that, and there's water coming in, and if you haven't got a waterproof one, it's going to damage your pinpointer. So you can get waterproof ones, or you can get ones that do both. They do land and water as well, but they, I must admit, they are more expensive. Alright, the next step, you found your item, you pinpointed it, now you still got to get it out of the hole. Now you can try and get it with your hands and run it over your coil, or use your spade, but then it's more effort. And for a couple of quid, you can just use a garden little trowel. Now you can get cheap ones, just a garden centre one, or you can go for the more expensive ones where they're more stainless steel. They are heavier, but they're going to last a lot longer, and most of them come with cutting edges, so you can cut through roots or roots in the grass. So ideally, it all depends what you can afford. So if you're starting out, start off with just a garden one, so you haven't wasted so much money. And again, you probably haven't bought it anyway, it's probably out your garden. So, and then when you do like the sport, you can just go and buy a more expensive one, knowing that you're going to stick with it. The other thing you're going to need is very, very important, is gloves. You're going to need gloves because you don't know what you're digging up in the hole. Some items could be a bottle top that's still attached to a broken bottle, and even sharp cans can just rip cuts in your hand. So always wear gloves. Now you can get gloves anywhere, you know that, garden centres, or you can get more upgraded gloves from a proper retail shop that will be waterproof, heated gloves for the winter, and so on. So always wear your gloves, and again the pouch is big enough to pop them in as well. So what else more is there to say? Next week we'll be doing how to use the metal detector, how to dig your holes on land and also on beach. So I hope this was education for all you novice out there that were thinking about starting the hobby, and helps you decide if you'd like to go ahead and do it or not. If you do, please subscribe, please press the like button, and we'll see you next week on episode 2, how to use your metal.